Hey healers, this is Sacred Stripper. Welcome to my channel. No nails today. It's a cleansing. Muslim baddies know when you're cleansing, you don't wear no nails. Okay? So, welcome to your reading. This is a Taurus full moon eclipse reading. Ooh, wow. That was fast. So, all right. All right, y'all. So, disclaimer, this reading has a lot of truth in it. So if you don't like the truth, turn this off right now because I'm about to tell you about yourself. Sorry. I'm about to tell you about yourself. Hey, look, I'm not just reading you. I'm reading all of us. I'm reading me too, okay? So I'm not playing with us. Okay, spirit is not playing with us. So this is for the Goddess Tarot. It's a real tight frame because we're not, oh, are you kidding me? There's two cards here. I was about to say we don't need a lot of info. Like, we don't need a lot of cards to tell this story. So how fascinating is this? I did not know, y'all, that card just flipped out of the deck, and I didn't know that it had a whole chariot card underneath it. Things are about to speed up like crazy. I hope that you've been doing your shadow work, your self-care, and just preparing yourself for the momentum that you're about to experience. You're going to have to be really patient with yourself and gentle with yourself, and every step of the way, just take time to take a break. When you get overwhelmed, take time to take a break because you don't want to fuck around and sabotage the shit that you've been working for, praying for, manifesting for years. It's here. It's coming. It is coming. If you're watching this, you are, I was about to say you're on the right side of history, but you're coming out of this eclipse portal on the right side, with yourself. Wow, there is so much stuff out there that is like, you're only smart if you know this, you're only thoughtful if you do this, you're only a good person if you do this, you only care about other people if you talk like this and act like this. But these are just basically arbitrary guidelines to see how obedient you can be to dominant culture, and it's really important to disrupt these statutes at any point that you can, for your own personal sovereignty. So this feels like rebellion to you. Like when you need to feel like yourself, you need to do something that only you would do, that nobody else would do, and that other people would try to stop you from doing or make you feel like you're wrong for doing. And that is sovereignty, and there's nobody that can take that away from you. It's a really important exercise to get away from people pleasing, because people pleasing is keeping a lot of y'all stuck in patterns that do not serve you, because you're trying to make people happy. But the thing is, those people are not happy. Like, they're not going to be happy with you. They're not happy with themselves. They're not happy with life. The best thing you can do is try to make yourself happy, even if it makes other people miserable, even if they fucking hate it. You need to make yourself happy. Because if other people knew what to do to make themselves happy, they would be doing it. And you actually do know what you need to be happy, even if you haven't fully admitted it to yourself yet, or even if you don't want that to be the case and you don't want it to be true. It is what it is. Embrace it. You've waited long enough. You've kind of been in silence and solitude and contemplation long enough. You got it figured out by now. Don't think too hard about it, because as you start to overthink, you're disconnecting from your feminine energy and your feminine manifestation. Feminine manifestation is very effortless. Like, you think of somebody and then they call you right away. You think of something that you want to do and then it happens right away. So you really got to let yourself like disconnect from thoughts so that you can move like that. And it's very soft and gentle. I was deliberate about the deck that I chose, and the goddess deck was screaming out to me. It had a message for us. I'm also going to pull some oracle cards from the magical messages from the fairies deck before we finish. But I feel like this is the read right here. I don't feel like I need to pull any more cards, but I will at a certain point once we get there. This is all momentum, movement. Eight of Staves, that's fast. That's fast. That's like you like what you know what comes before this is the Seven of Staves, the Seven of Wands. And that's basically like hand-to-hand combat. It's like fighting with people, fighting with it's basically like sort of like friendly fire. It's not the type of fighting that kills you. But it's just annoying. Like you have to fight this person, you have to fight that person. Then they pop up over here and you gotta fight them. But when you get through there, you see how it's been refining you and it's been molding you so that you can be that bad bitch that gets what you want and moves like it, you know? And it's all about your boundaries and just removing that parasitic energy from you, because whether it's actual parasites in your body affecting your health, or it's like energetic or human type of parasites draining your energy, either way it's bad for your health. Either way it's not something you need, and either way it got there because at a certain point your guard was let down, whether it was conscious, intentional, unintentional, whether it happened too early, like in childhood, for you to stop it. You were infiltrated by some extra energy, and it has taken you everything to remove that energy from you. So don't flip flop now. Don't go back and let some bullshit back in. And it goes for people like, you know, when you go to forgive somebody, like hold them accountable. Hold them accountable for the reason why you had to forgive them in the first place. And forgive yourself too, and stop blaming everybody for your mistakes and for your shortcomings and for the things that you let them get away with, because people will try you and they will cross your boundaries, and that's why your boundaries are important. And just because other people don't want to respect them doesn't mean you shouldn't have them. It's it's a call to freeze response. It's the fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. It's trauma responses. Fight, obviously, that's when you fight somebody. You're in a trauma response, so you start fighting. Whether that's physical fighting, whether that's verbally fighting, just being mad on the internet, you know, picking a fight with your partner for no reason. But there's also fawn, which is the flip side, which is being extra nice to somebody and just like trying to like, that's where you know, the trauma response, where all the apologies and, you know, I love you and all these things come in. It's like, you know, even in just any scenario when someone is deeply triggered and they start complimenting another person or something, you know, it's like they're in survival mode, they're in a trauma response that's not authentic. They might mean what they're saying, but you can't know that because they're in a trauma response. Then there's also flight, you know, run away, leave the situation. But then there is the freeze response, which is you just can't move. Like you're just stuck. You're just stuck and you can't move. You can't say shit, you can't do shit. You can't do nothing. You can't say nothing. You can't even move. What I've noticed is that this is going hand in hand with the with marijuana addiction that a lot of people are dealing with. So people think you can't be addicted to marijuana, and they think that it's like because it's legal or it's medicinal that it is something that is, you know, is just good for people and people can't get addicted to. But a lot of people are extremely dependent on marijuana, and it's purely from a trauma response standpoint. And a lot of times the marijuana addiction goes hand in hand with the freeze response, because your nervous system responds to cannabis. We have cannabinoid receptors in our brain, and one of the things that cannabis is really good for is dealing with shock, extreme shock. So if you've been in any type of traumatic situation or experience, marijuana is beneficial for helping you get out of that experience and helping you return to your body and just relax. And it can be really beneficial in a lot of different situations, but where it's not beneficial is where the body's being overwhelmed with with the cannabis, with the smoke, and with the possibly chemicals or whatever is in it, depending on where you get it from. Like obviously, like I want to encourage everybody that's listening to rid yourself of all different dependencies that you may have, because regardless of how much that medicine is done for you and how beneficial it is for you, if it comes to a certain point where you don't have access to that medicine, you need to make sure that you are able to function without it. And that's really important for us right now. Like, give yourself mandatory detoxes and see how you're going to feel when you go off of it, because unless you grow your own, um and you don't need no hydroponics or no electricity to do it, you're gonna want to make sure that you can go without it. All right, because if you've been listening to astrology and if you've been listening to psychics, you know that we are gonna have major outages like starting next year. I honestly don't get too deep into a lot of the things that I've seen, because I didn't want to scare people and I felt bad for sharing the messages. But years ago, when I first started this, Sacred Stripper, when I first started this page in 2017, I would, I knew that there was going to be a mass death, like mass deaths. And I would get visions of all the bodies. And I could literally smell the rotting corpses. So all the lives that we've lost so far, it's not really anything compared to what we will be experiencing going forward. And I'm sad that I have to tell you that. I don't want it to be true, but really, right now, we have to rid ourselves of all illusion, and we can't just comfort ourselves with a convenient lie that makes us feel better. Everything about life as we know it is changing, and society as we know it is crumbling. The people who are going to be in the best position are the people who have been committed to community and to building alternative community spaces and community structures for a long time. Thank God we have elders, we have movement elders that have been doing this, that have been guiding us and showing us the way. And me personally, I've been a community organizer for 20 years. So I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. And the healers and the magicians and wizards and readers are the activists and influencers now. So we got to stay tuned into our truth. It's been important to be in freeze mode to protect yourself. It's been important to turn within and have that solitude to know yourself. It's been important to not make a decision yet because you didn't know your truth and you didn't know what was the right decision for you. And now you do. And now you do. And now that you know, everything can move. You're out of stagnancy. Oh. Yeah, because you're out of stagnancy. Like you weren't working. You weren't working. Okay? You just weren't working. You can say what you want. It doesn't matter how it looked to anybody else, but you weren't working. You weren't doing what you needed to do. All right. So which one is Chariot? This is Power, and it looks like Chariot, but this is Movement, and Movement sounds more like Chariot. So first of all, why are all these cards coming up reversed? All right. I knew I was going to need this little booklet, so let me consult the booklet. Power. Oh, wow. All right. So, Freya, the Norse goddess of creativity, love, and beauty, shows that true power lies in the ability to discriminate between aggression and passivity, and the ability to choose between them at the right time. So sometimes you need to be aggressive, other times you need to be passive. And the reversal indicates oppression by another's power and authority, insecurity, loss of personal power. So, right, you weren't working, you were insecure, you were giving your power away. This is the whole, okay, spoiler alert. This is the whole message of this reading. I knew this hours ago before I even sat down to film this. You have been putting so much trust into somebody else's authority, and you haven't trusted your own authority at all, and yet you are literally the only authority that you can trust and that you should trust. And you've been groomed and brainwashed, not only you but generations of your family, and your specifically your matrilineal, all the women in your family on both sides, has been brainwashed to go along with whatever anybody else tells you to do, even though you know better. You really throughout all these generations, there really has barely been like authorities that were credible and trustworthy. And so there's that wound of betrayal also. And it's this generational wound that is continuously inflicted on the next generation. You have to put, like telling you, you have to put your trust in an authority, but when the authority betrays you, nobody helps you. And then it's a wound that just gets recreated. And with all the shadow work that you've been doing and the inner work and self-healing work you've been doing all summer, pretty much all year, you've been speaking truth to power. You've been on your job. Like, maybe you haven't been working as much as you wanted to or needed to, or in a cohesive way that you thought you should, but you've been exploring the issues around that and why it's been hard. And that's work too. So don't deny yourself that congratulations for a job well done, even though it doesn't look like conventional work. Movement. The British horse god Rhiannon is believed to appear to her followers while riding an unearthly white horse. In this way, Rhiannon symbolizes the unceasing force of movement which pulls all of life along with it. You're moving to the next phase of life. So here we have the Eight of Wands and we have the Eight of Pentacles. I want to see what the Eight of Pentacles reversed is. I love when a deck has special meanings, and I love how this one is just so short and sweet. Eight of Pentacles reversed, avoiding work. Exactly. Unhappiness with money received for work given, a need to adjust the balance. Basically, lack of gratitude, avoiding your work, avoiding what you know you need to do. Oh gosh, it's all blurry. Has it been blurry this whole time? Please don't tell me it's been blurry the whole time. Like, why is it so blurry? Honestly, you guys, I'm not gonna refilm it. I'm not gonna stop it. I'm just gonna try to make it not be so blurry. Maybe I need to put some light on it. Please bear with me. It's just, I just can't take the time to edit this video like all the other people do. I just don't have it in me. Let's see if the light helps. All right, there we go. Oh my gosh, I really hope it wasn't blurry the whole time. I'll find out. My apologies if it was. Lesson learned. All right, y'all. Yes, avoiding work. Because, see, look, it takes time to get good at something. And a lot of times people quit before they even really get started because they judge themselves too much and their skills is not at their taste level. But it's good to have good taste. Your skills will get there. You just got to keep trying. All right, I'm not flipping. This is so funny. I was like, I'm not going to flip another. I was like, I'm not going to flip another one upside down. So I flipped it this way, but it was right side up. Ace of Pentacles. You're in the building blocks phase. So I just want to see some more. All right, Nine of Cups. Six of Swords. You're happy being single. Or not necessarily single, but you're happy with yourself. You're happy with your own life and what you have going for yourself. You are prime position to get into a happy relationship or rekindle the romance in your current relationship, because you kind of like, it's like, I need more info. Yeah, it's like you kind of like you did everything that you had to do to leave those negative thoughts behind, because it's like this isn't about you leaving the situation. You didn't leave anything. You're still in it. You're still there with everything that you started with. You just left the negative thoughts behind because before you couldn't appreciate what you had. You could only think badly of it. It's called bad mind. You know, you had a bad mind and you couldn't think clearly. You couldn't see clearly. You were polluted on the inside. It's a shame. And you know why you got this way is because you have such a powerful mind, such a gifted mind, and you're so thoughtful and sensitive, and you really think about things a lot. So it's easy for energies to get in there because you're just so mental. You know, you're really involved with your mental. And you got to be really careful with yourself, because it's really easy to travel down the familiar roads that you're used to traveling down, but you are starting off on a new path, and this path will bring you lots of joy and lots of wealth, and it's giving you princess energy. Like if you are one that wants to be spoiled, wants to live a lifestyle of like, a woman that does not work or doesn't have to work, and that's just able to be very soft and feminine and just provide a lot of love and good vibes for her man or her partner, whoever, her kids, her loved ones, whoever, her clients, whoever it is that you really like, live to serve and love to serve, and it's serving is self-serving first and foremost. Okay, don't get it twisted, because there is no reason to be service oriented towards someone who doesn't reciprocate back to you. That's self-sabotage. And what we're finding as we get more comfortable in our feminine essence, we are finding out that we, like, for a lot of us, especially if you're watching this video, if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not for you. But for you, if it is, you're finding that a lot of the traditions that you know of from your upbringing that you may have rejected, such as marriage, arranged marriage, servitude and being a wife, and or even being a husband, or these, sort of traditional roles, gender roles, and like roles in society and roles in a family that you might have rejected or thought that that wasn't for you. Now you're finding the wisdom in those roles and in those ways as they relate specifically to you, and it comes through your ancestral healing journey. Oh God, you guys, ouch. Oh, my middle back hurts so bad. If it's you that I'm feeling, please drop a comment, because I am really a straight up empath, and as soon as I said that, it just relaxed a little bit, but it's still really tight, and I'm feeling it in the kidneys. There's a lot of fear that needs to be released right now. Do not worry. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. We have the star card. So within 2 weeks, you're going to see a lot of movement around this. When we get to this next moon cycle, we're at the full moon now. So by the time it's the new moon, it's going to be the Sagittarius new moon, and it's going to be another eclipse. Everything is going to be really, really fine. It's going to be peaceful, and everything that you're potentially worried about right now will have resolved itself. So there's no reason to worry now. Just keep your vibes high, keep your energy really clear, and keep it pulled into yourself. Like, take a moment right now to just pull your aura closer and around you, because you don't need other people to be basking in your aura. That's your aura, okay? And it is very healing. Other people don't deserve you. All right, what's this? Because this card, Three of Wands. Did y'all remember how I said I was not going to pull any cards, but then I pulled all these cards? Wisdom. That is the... Who comes after the Magician? See, whenever they do these different style ones, I can never, like, remember which ones they correlate with. It's my ADD brain. Wisdom. Sarasvati. The Hindu goddess of knowledge and culture is the embodiment of true wisdom. Sitting upon her lotus throne, she symbolizes spiritual knowledge as well as the refinement of the arts. An interest in spiritual knowledge. Is that the Hierophant? I didn't think he came that early. A teacher who will share with you what you seek, or perhaps you are that teacher. Wisdom gained in a graceful manner. MashaAllah. Yeah, so some of y'all, you are teachers, you are spiritual teachers, or you might benefit from having someone to guide you in your spiritual journey. Y'all know I'm a teacher. I try to teach as much as possible within these readings. Whatever comes through is for you. I also have my Reiki class, so stay tuned for updates on how to sign up for that. I really recommend using Reiki, and I have different philosophies on Reiki. I don't look at it as a Japanese healing modality. I look at it as a healing modality that is indigenous to all cultures. Everyone has it in their lineage. You just have to look for it. I find that a lot of the way that people talk about race and ethnicity and cultural appropriation in the spiritual healing arts, just it's really like they're trying to apply a human framework and to be honest, a capitalist and colonialist framework to something that doesn't have those limits. It is much more expansive, and our ancestors know things that Ancestry.com and other books cannot teach us, and other people's knowing cannot teach us. So you really like, don't let yourself be boxed in at this time. It's also a good time to release mind control. I'm gonna, I don't always offer this, but I'm going to put a link to the Healing Mind Control ebook in the description box. It's a full moon. It's a great time to do this ritual. You really want to open up your mind and expand right now and let yourself be free of your cultural, social, religious conditioning, because it's got you thinking in a box, and the type of thinking you need for the next phase of your life. You have to be more open-minded. You have to become more aware of that which you are not aware of currently. So do this ritual with me. Download the ebook and use the prompts. You can use as many of them or as few of them as you like. There's prompts in there for releasing the effects of Stockholm Syndrome, releasing the effects of surveillance, being a targeted individual, releasing cultural conditioning, renouncing allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and all settler colonial states predicated on mass murder. And there's prompts in there to help protect you from people and energies that seek to infiltrate your mind and influence how you behave through mental programming. All right. Well, on the bottom of the deck, we have spring. Your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. I said broom. Yeah, because some of y'all are going to be jumping the broom. There is marriage indicated here, big marriage energy, babies. If not you, somebody that you love. Your desires fully manifest as the flowers begin to bloom. Whom do I need to forgive? Okay, wow. All right, so let's just put this down here. And then we got debt paid off underneath here. But there's something under here too. Huh. Alright, all of these cards want to be shown. So that's what we are gonna do. And then there's one over here too that we need. Is this it? The fairies are so active. They want to like talk to us so much. And so as I'm flipping through, I'm seeing like, yeah, marriage, new home, affirmations, pregnancy, do some research, yeah. And I had seen other ones. I can't remember what all I had seen before, but this is a message of fertility, abundance, pregnancy, marriage, everything solid, like solid and fruitful, new career. Oh yeah, and then there was business venture that I had seen in here. Practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. Don't expect yourself to be great at it overnight. Do you understand? The best musicians in the world spend hours every day finessing their craft. The best dancers dance all day. The best artists paint all day. The best spiritual teachers and spiritual guides and those who just honor their inner knowing, they do that all day. Okay? Vegetarian, a new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, clarity, and stronger manifestation abilities. So, yeah, I mean, if you are feeling called to this, I wouldn't say that this is for everybody, but it's for a significant chunk of people because um you may have been eating more meat than usual lately and you sort of needed that to get yourself back to a healthy state, and you needed those nutrients in that way. If you're already a vegetarian, this doesn't apply to you, but don't don't rush. Just like wait until you can wait until after the holidays or whatever you need to do, but this is specifically speaking by February next year. You'll really want to have taken some time to cut meat out of your diet and give yourself some time to detox from that. A new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, clarity, and stronger manifestation abilities. And specifically for those who are going to get pregnant or want to get pregnant, you're going to want to do a parasite cleanse, and you will need to eat vegetarian to be able to do that. Healing energy surrounds you in this situation. Healing, healed, healer. Debt paid off. Spring. So, okay, so it's a lot going on here because this is what I really want us to focus on, and what one of the first things that came out. As you release old anger or resentment, you will find that your wishes will come true. Whom do I need to forgive? You need to be asking yourself this like every second of every day. Every time you feel any resentment or animosity towards someone, you need to like really check in with yourself about where that's coming from and just let it go. Do whatever you have to do to let it go, because that anger and that animosity and those bad feelings are really bringing you down. They're diminishing your vibration. And then what's happening is a lot of y'all are under spiritual attack. In the morning, you'll wake up, if you've been experiencing bad dreams or weird dreams and then feeling really bad when you wake up, as soon as you wake up, you want to start blasting some music that gets you really hype and has you feeling really good, or some like classical music or Bible verses or gospel music or Quran, whatever it is, like healing frequencies. But I recommend, if you're going to blast healing frequencies, something that's in the entity removal spectrum, that's really high pitched and annoying. And just start blasting it. Bang pots and pans and burn frankincense and myrrh on a coal. Burn the resin on a coal and smoke out your house, or copal, or rue, and smoke out your house and smoke out your bedroom and cleanse the area, open the windows and let the smoke out, and don't succumb to those bad feelings. What you don't want to do is sit in your bed, start smoking weed and scrolling on your phone, because that is how they are getting so many of our people. That is how they are getting a direct link into the minds of so many of our people. And if you find yourself doing that or feeling like that, don't beat yourself up. It's not a flaw within you, it's that you are powerful and gifted, and there is energies and entities out there that see that and they want what you have for themselves, and they will do evil, horrible things to get it. Okay, so don't let anybody keep you in a negative vibration. It's also breaking out of people pleasing, because if you've been conditioned to codependency and conditioned to sacrificing yourself in order to receive love, then you're gonna play out those same patterns as an adult in your relationships, and it directly goes back to childhood. So make sure you look to your childhood wounds in order to be able to heal yourself from these relationship patterns so that you can have better relationships, and take it all the way back to whoever the source is. You know, don't just get in relationship after relationship and wonder why why are they like that? Why are they doing that? Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay, babe? And again, just like anything else, you gotta practice this. You can't just get up one day and have a good day and then just throw everything away the next day that you used to make that a good day. You gotta keep practicing, keep doing, practice your communication skills, practice repair in relationships, practice the things that you need to succeed, and let yourself change. Let yourself do something new. You don't have to do the same old things, okay? This is not the fucking 1950s. This is not like, no, you don't have to have the same career your whole life until you retire slash die. Like, you can make your life what you want it to be, okay? People do not have to do the same things their whole lives. It's looking pretty good. Yeah, and exactly. It's like there's some people that you need to forgive, and there's some people that you need to just walk away from, because how are you going to forgive them when they're constantly re-traumatizing you? But once you walk away, then they'll see what they've been missing. They'll either care or not. But it's not for you to keep trying to be important to people and trying to make people see you and see your value and see how worthy you are. You have to see that for yourself. I know that it's hard sometimes, and the reason why you're even here is because even when you didn't see that value in yourself, other people saw it. So it's hard to let that go when, you were surviving that way. But there's something so much greater inside of you and so much deeper that you have to fulfill. That's your purpose. So you must release certain connections in order to fulfill that purpose. And it's not necessarily, for some of the connections, it's like totally leaving them alone, releasing, not worrying about the stuff anymore. But yeah, for some, it's not leaving the situation. It's just not worrying about it, or not obsessing about it, or not letting it dictate so much of your energy and how you feel. Like, because you're not getting the attention that you need from this person, you're gonna have a bad attitude. You gotta just feel good either way, have a good attitude either way, and do what you want to do, and you're going to really be able to focus on your work in a way that just brings out all these other great things. Because did you see how these are the cards that we're showing, but when we flipped through the deck, we saw so many other things, like goodbye to the old, hello to the new. Boom, pregnancy. These are the things that are coming next, okay? But right now, this is the phase we're in right now. We have to get everything set the way that we want it, because we are like, all the changes that we've been trying to make, they've been made. So this period from now for the next 3 months, so that's December, January, and February, getting us to mid-February, about February 22nd to 22 is when you're really going to see that all the changes have been made. You've settled into them. You've fully integrated this phase of your life, and you're really ready for the culmination of that, which is that next phase that you've been preparing for in this phase. I think I already... Okay. Yeah, Queen of Cups reversed. Or, I'm sorry, Five of Cups reversed and the Queen of Wands. Exactly what I was saying. If you are a tarot reader, you already know. I want to see what the book says about the definition of the Five of Cups reversed. A growing awareness that relationships are what you make of them. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Relationships are what you make of them. You are not a victim. You have just as much agency in a relationship as the other person. And this goes back to that core wound, that authority wound. And this is what you're walking away from. Okay? Yeah, this is what you're walking away from. Basically, it's patriarchy. Justice reversed, King of Pentacles reversed. He's too obsessed with wealth. He sees people as possessions, and that's not justice. That's what you're walking away from. And you're understanding that relationships are what you make them. You have a choice. You don't have to just always defer your agency. And that gives you so much creative power that is so attractive to potential partners, your partner, anybody, colleagues, clients, friends, family, everybody, little kids on the street looking up to you like, I want to be like her when I grow up. And know that you are a role model. You are making adulthood and living life look attractive to children and young people who would not really feel that way otherwise, because they can see themselves in you. Oh, wow. This is beautiful. On that note, I'm gonna end it there. That's all that needs to be said. You are doing something great for the next generation. And you can go ahead and cry. You did that. You put in that work. You broke those generational curses. They will not repeat to the next generation. Whether you want to have kids or not, it doesn't really matter, because you still have an influence on the next generation in so many ways. And see, the Five of Cups upright, this is a person who can't stop looking back. They're just depressed and sad because they lost out on those opportunities. They missed those things that they wanted. They didn't get what they wanted in the past. They can't even see that maybe those 3 cups spilled, but they still have 2 cups standing. And those 2 cups, that's the Two of Cups. Relationships, romantic love. I'm tired of I'm tired of pulling these reversals, because this is not what we wanted, but I feel like this is a last minute warning. Because I don't know, it's like I felt weird ending it there, but I honestly don't have anything else. And it's a balance between pulling too many cards and not getting the whole message out. Alright, so this is a message about impatience, insecurity about whether the reward received for work rendered will be worth it, the need for hard work. Yeah, because this person's, like, they're waiting for their harvest to come. They're waiting patiently, but upside down it's impatient. So why are we so impatient? Six of Pentacles reversed. Jealousy or envy from those less fortunate. Need for appreciation. We just got to be more appreciative. We have to practice gratitude. That's coming up a lot for us right now. Spirit will not let me leave. I thought we were done. So this is a particular message for somebody's work life, because you're being so celebrated. You have to, like, you got a lot of people watching your pockets. You have to be very careful with how you manage your money. You don't need to tell everybody about everything that you're getting or everything that you're earning. It's not their business. You might like to share things like that with people or be excited and want to brag, but don't. You got to keep a lot of things to yourself at this time, especially with your relationship, especially a new partnership. You don't want people to know about it. It's personal, and you need time to get acclimated to it before you welcome other people's opinions and judgments. Sacrifice, Kuan Yin, balance, Himalaya, Five of Swords. Yeah, because what could end up happening is like you having to fight to defend yourself in a way that hurts you. You're almost to the finish line. You're almost there. So we're going to cover these up for just 1 second. You're almost there. You're really getting the chance to have like total harmony, because what you have to sacrifice now is that comfort of codependency, of feeling like you have friends or you have fun or you get to do fun things, because what you're going to find out is like a lot of those things, like they're a waste of your time. A lot of those people, they're a waste of your time. You do not have the time to sit up and kiki about the things that they want to kiki about, and you got to bring that balance and mother yourself. And just like a loving mother would tell you to get off the phone because you have responsibilities, you have school in the morning, just like a loving mother would give you good food that will nourish you throughout your day. You have to do those things for yourself, okay? Even if nobody ever showed you how, even if you didn't have a model, you have to do those things for yourself. You're getting tired, like your body is tired, your spirit is tired. You have not been resting enough. You have not been caring for yourself enough. You really haven't. You might think you've been lazy. No, you need more rest. You need more rest. You need to have fun and celebrate. And know that your wealth and abundance, that's how your wealth and abundance comes, is when you're in a happy state, you're playing, you're playful, you're celebrating, you're in love, and you're in harmony with your loved ones. Because this card is talking about harmony, it's talking about balance, and it's talking about marriage. You have the Three of Wands before that, which is setting off on your own, trying to decide what you want, and then you meet up with a partner and you're at Four of Wands. And Five of Wands is fighting, okay? Ten of Wands is when you're like, Five of Wands is when the fight starts inside of yourself, and it might be with another person. Seven of Wands is when it's with a whole bunch of people and you really have to defend yourself. And then Ten of Wands is like, the burden is heavy and you've been carrying it a long time and you're wearing it well, but you are really ready to crumble. So it's at this point when it's most tempting to lose your cool, to lose your shit, Five of Swords, and just, hurt other people, lash out at other people with your words. So this is a warning for what you need to watch out for within the next 2 weeks and 3 months. When you get overburdened and overwhelmed, and instead of taking the burden off of yourself so you can rest, you lash out at someone else and put the burden on them. That's not okay. That's not okay behavior. We understand why we do things like that, and we also know that we cannot do things like that. It's very hurtful to the people that we love, and we have to be very careful and try not to, because we're ultimately hurting ourselves the worst. Because when you hurt someone you love, if you truly love them, then that should be hurtful to you as well. So take your time, and when it gets like this, don't go for the sword. Go for the cups and put up your cups and toast with your loved ones. This is bringing in massive abundance for you. Fortune, fame, if that's what you want, and just a lot of love and on more levels than you could even imagine. Your ancestors are smiling down at you. They're really happy that you are here and that you're living their legacy. You are a beautiful embodiment of their legacy. They love you. They don't see nothing wrong with you. All those things in your shadow that you think are bad, they love. They love when you talk your shit. They love when you run your mouth. They love when you have an attitude. They love when you're stubborn. Even when you're stubborn, just not stubborn with them. They don't want you to be stubborn with them, but they respect your boundaries. They're not going to push you too hard, and if they need to, it'll be light. It'll be lighthearted. So they're not letting me leave yet, and I pulled this card. I just almost didn't even want to show it. But it's a heartache that you're helping heal, that it comes from them, and it comes from like being that sensitive, beautiful person, and you know, having to use your discernment and make a decision. You know you're sensitive, you know you're vulnerable, you know you're emotional. Knowing all of that, what will you choose? What type of environments, situations, people, places will you choose? Because you're not stuck anywhere. You don't have to be with anybody. You don't have to be anywhere that you don't want to be. So what are you going to choose? You know, and it's up to you. But we have some really good energy here. We have the Four of Cups and we have the Four of Wands. This is stability. And then we have all those oracle cards about, you know, about your work, your life, your love life, your body. Like things are really improving for you. And that doesn't mean that they were bad before, although for some of us they were. But it just means like it's your mindset, really, you know. Your mindset is changing and leveling up, and you really have taken these swords as wisdom, but you're pulling the swords out of your eye and out of your heart so that you can love again. That's what this is for. As we get through this eclipse and we come out of Scorpio season, go into Sagittarius season, you know, we like to think that it's going to be really fun. Sagittarius energy is so fun and happy, and they're also very emotional and tormented and tortured. To be honest, they see things so deeply that people don't really understand how deeply a Sagittarius looks into things and how much they care for other people, to the point where they have to have that I don't give a fuck attitude, much like a Gemini, in order to survive, because otherwise people would just drain them and bleed them dry. But because they're so carefree and quick to leave any type of negative, unhealthy, bad vibe type of situation, um they don't, that stuff doesn't sink in with them. So that's what the energy that we want to embody in this season is, like feeling our feelings and embracing our emotions, but not wearing them, not not like letting them sink into us and seep into us and become part of us, just letting us release them and express them. You're going to be feeling a lot of things that aren't yours. They're from your ancestors. So maintain that open communication so you know what it is, you know. And if you're not sure how to do that, take my Reiki class or keep looking for guides and teachers and methods and ways that will help you do that. Because you really can have it all this season. It's really for you. There's so much cups in here. It's a lot of beautiful emotional energy. Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. That is like giving and receiving, charity, you know, being cared for, being really cared for and spoiled. This is what I see for us. This is what I see for you. I want this for you. I want this for us. And I mean, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Thankful and grateful. So this is the type of energy that we need this season. Serenity, gratitude, courage. And I just feel like it's like one more card, one more card. That's all I'm feeling and hearing. So, okay, let's see what it is. Spirit, send us out with what's the most important thing that we need to know. We gotta spank it. This energy is so wild. It's extremely chaotic energy right now. Like, people are like, don't do any work right now. If you know what you're doing and you know how to harness chaos, you can, but it ain't for everybody. Oh, happy birthday! A significant birthday holds the answer to your question. You know, this is really personal. It's gonna mean something different for everybody. For some of y'all, it's your child's birthday, or the birth of your upcoming child that you haven't had yet, or your lover's birthday, or your own birthday. Either way, look to that time and that day as like a really good day. Don't rush into anything. For those of y'all that like are prone to fantasy and twin flame fantasizing and ruminations about, you know, object of your affection, before you get lost in a fantasy, talk to them. You need more information, okay? Just be yourself. Trust in your knowing. You are enough. You have what it takes. Yeah, just go easy. Go easy and go slow and let go. Easy does it. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open for you. As you surrender the need to control, your relaxed energy rapidly attracts your desires. This is getting into your feminine energy and focusing your intention on those things that you can control, which is your own attitude, the things that you do, the things that you say, the places you go, how you look, what you eat, what you do. Those are basic, simple things. And leave all of the big universal questions and things that you're confused about and don't understand. Leave them to the universe. Let the universe have them. You are just a human being. You can't figure everything out. You can't solve all humanity's problems. You're not going to, no matter how bad you want to. Best you can do is solve your own problems. So focus on that right now. Let everything else go. I'm mad because I was like, I keep wanting to just pull one card just to send us off on like a perfect note. And here we get dietary change. Improve your diet and your life will also improve. So, okay, we heard you. We heard you say vegetarian. We're hearing you again. You know, it's like they really want you to know you gotta make a change to how you're eating. And it's also, it's not just like what you're eating, but it's how you're eating it and it's why you're eating it. Because like for some of us, like you're not chewing your food enough, it's not able to digest. You need to drink kombucha or apple cider vinegar diluted in water in order for your stomach acids to be able to digest your food. It's not digesting. You need to chew it more. You need to like eat fruit in the morning. Um, Eat fruit at night if you're hungry, and just balance things. Stop eating fake food, stop eating fast food, just balance things because there's a lot of addictive chemicals in some of the food that some of y'all are eating. So when the supply chain does shut down and you're not able to get like certain brands and certain chemicals that are in foods and stuff, your body will have a reaction to that. So you want to just wean yourself off of that now. And again, for my people that want to get pregnant, you want to parasite cleanse and go vegetarian. Consult with your guides and consult with a nutritionist. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not, look, don't take my advice. Like, don't hurt yourself taking my advice, okay? Look into it, let it resonate with you. If it does, find someone that knows more, do some research. Don't just take don't just believe everything you hear in a reading, okay? Because first of all, sometimes these messages come through to trick you. One, I'm not saying that I'm trying to trick you, but sometimes you need to hear something that you can apply to your situation that may not be true, because it's literally what you need to hear in the moment. So don't shoot the messenger, just keep doing that inner work, okay? I'm gonna leave y'all here, babes. This is as far as we can go together through this eclipse portal, and you got it the rest of the way. You are the change. You have become the change that you seek. Well done. You made it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Peace, love, and happiness to you all. Make sure you like, comment, leave me a comment if this resonated. Let me know what part. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Say mashallah. And until next time on Sacred Stripper, stay tuned. Peace.